Alright, welcome to the first Python tutorial. So what is Python? Python is a programming language like other programming languages. It's easy to learn, easy to use, but yet it can solve very complex big problems. But for now, we'll start by basic problems. So today we are going to explore how to use Python variables, how to declare Python variables, how to print information on the console, how to get input from the user. So the first thing that we are going to do, we're going to create a Python file where we are going to write our first Python code. So creating a file, you just click on add new file, and then we're going to name it main.py. Then so here we can write Python code, but for us to see everything works perfectly fine, we can just print hello on the console by using the Python keyword print. You just print this message on the console right here. When you click play, then it's printing hello, like the message that we wrote there. So in every Python situation or Python problem that you want to solve, or any piece of code that you want to write, you must start with a docstring. What is a docstring? A docstring explains what you are going to solve or what your code is going to do. So a docstring, you write it like this. Put 3 double quotes. Let's remove summary and let's write our own description. So what we are going to do today, we are going to calculate change on a taxi fare. So you are in a taxi, you want to know how much change to give to someone. People using taxis in Johannesburg, in big cities, they know the person sitting at the front must be responsible for calculating change. It can be tricky. So this Python piece of code will help the person to calculate change easily. So for us to calculate change, we need some information. So we need the money that a person paid, and we need to know how much is the taxi fare, and from there we can calculate the change. Mathematically, we can just say the amount that you paid minus taxi fare is equals to your change. So to do that, we are going to declare the taxi fare equals to 12 rand as a number. So why are we writing this variable like this? In Python, when you want a variable to contain 2 words, 2 English words or 2 words of any language, you separate them by an underscore. It's called snake casing. We don't use camel back or camel case, we use snake case. So here we can write a comment in Python and say a variable declared, let's write declared in a snake case. A variable declared in snake case holding taxi fare. So this comment describes what we are doing here. So we just declared the variable in snake case, and the variable is holding the taxi fare amount, which is 12 rand. Now we are going to declare another variable, which is the amount to be paid. So we can write it amount paid like this equals to. So right now we don't know the amount that the person is going to pay. Like, we are just expecting money, and then from that money we take out 12 rand, and then we know the change. So we don't know how much money is the person going to pay. That's why we are equating it to 0. But I will explain how are we going to get that money from the person. Then now we are going to have our last variable. So our last variable is change equals to, how do we get the change? The change is like the amount paid minus taxi fare. So this is like basic mathematics. Whatever money that you pay minus the taxi fare will always give us the change that you must get. So the last step is to print the change. Then we can say print, then say change. Then here we must write the change. So there are two ways of doing that. We can say plus change, or we can use comma change. This will print the same thing. Putting a plus here and a comma does the same thing. It combines the value for change with the word change. So what we are going to do now, we are going to figure out how are we going to get the value from the user. There is another Python keyword called input. Then the input keyword is followed by brackets, and then in the brackets you write a message that you want the user to see before they give you the value that you want. So we can say input amount paid. Then we can, so here we can even put R here to symbolize the money that the user will enter will combine with R to make a rand. So even here on change we can put R to make this amount in rands. So our program is complete like this, but here it's a complex line, so we can write a comment to say getting amount paid from the user. Then now we can run our program and see what will happen. Let's just clear the console, then click play. So now it's saying input amount paid. Then we say the person paid 20 rand. We have an error there. So this error is because I explained that we are doing a mathematical operation here. We are saying amount paid minus taxi fare. So this amount paid must be a number. In mathematics, when you subtract something, you only subtract numbers. So now the user gave us a tricky value here. The user gave us a string instead of a number, like the code is explaining. Unsupported operand of type for string and an int. So here we are adding a string, we are subtracting an int from a string, which is not possible in Python. What we can do, we can convert the amount paid first to be a number, like int, then in brackets. Now everything will run accordingly because we have a number minus a number. So this yeah, and then run amount paid 20. Then saying change 8 rand. We achieve what we wanted in this code. See you on the next one. Thank you.